Welcome to Chemical Rocketeers. Initializing communication with our host, Devon Blair.
Connection established.
Episode activating in 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Hey guys and girls, welcome to the Chemical Rocketeers. I'm your host, Devon Blair. This is episode 3, Operation Cyber Retrieval. Before we dive into today's episode, don't forget to hit the like, follow, and subscribe to our podcast on YouTube, iHeartMedia, and Spotify. And hey, please leave us a review. In today's episode, we'll be discussing a briefing of Operation Cyber Retrieval, as we'll be covering a story that follows a solo undercover rocketeer that is tasked to retrieve a hard drive from planet of Cyber Rax. As he is tasked with a covert mission to retrieve a hard drive that has data on it for the repair of the onboard AI. As the story follows an undercover rocketeer agent named Sam, he was then called to high command for his mission briefing on this upcoming expedition, as this will contain the repair of the AI AVA. Rocketeer Undercover Fire Team, this is a covert mission. That being said, you were to go in and come out looking for a hard drive containing AI specs for AVA from the planet of Cyber Rax. With that being said, you were equipped with equipment to aid you in your mission. Stay in the shadows and best luck out there, Undercover Rocketeer. After Sam was done briefing and reviewing documents, he made his way to the assigned shuttle. He came across an engineer as doing so who worked on the shuttle to explain to him that the AVA on the ship has not been functioning due to the Operation Elephant Emitter incident. So Sam was being told to use the AVA very carefully. But after Sam was informed, he went on the shuttle to get prepped for launch.
Activating launch sequence.
3, 2, 1.
Prepare for takeoff. Journal entry initiated.
So here we go again, another operational mission for me. You know, actually dealing with rats, I used to work back on a farm. I always heard they actually like working in groups and all, find food together. I kind of wonder if actually people would actually work better together, especially in the real world, in like manufacturing and other businesses type of deal. And instead of like going at people's throats all the time, I was just kind of wondering like, why can't we just like work together as like a unit, or maybe more as like a team? It doesn't even have to reform back in manufacturing. It can reform back in like other categories like retail, fast food, even politics nowadays too. They're always for each other's throats. But now politics like playing their games. They always screw someone over in order to get what they want. Yeah. I probably shouldn't be worried too much about it. I guess I'll have to find out when I get there. I need to get some shut-eye.
Journal entry submitted.
As time passed by and Sam was waking up from sleep, the planet was in the vicinity, but the shuttle couldn't go any further due to the planet of Cyber Rax having some sort of force field up. Sam decided to take an alternate route and went to the teleporter room. He gave Ava the command.
Activating teleporter.
And then all of a sudden, he was teleported violently. Until he finally came to stabilizing on top of a rooftop to set up comms. This is Sam, call sign Ghostwalker. Repeat, this is Ghostwalker. Is there anyone on HQ traffic? Over. That is confirmed on our part, Ghostwalker. What is your sit rep? Well, my sit rep is on top of this building so far. After Ava and I discovered there was a force field up and running on this planet, so I decided to take the teleporter. Over. Confirm on that part, but be careful about using the teleporter, as well as using Ava. They're still in the works until we get that hard drive. Over and out. Well, copy that, HQ. This is Ghostwalker, over and out. Soon after Sam got done radio comms, out of nowhere, he was blasted by a laser beam. It destroyed his radio comms as well as his equipment and blew him off the roof with debris and rubble flying everywhere. He landed, and as doing so, he fractured his leg. But what was the least of his troubles, unknown forces of enemies were closing on his position.
Warning. Alien life detected.
And then he picked himself up and started hopping on one leg while clutching the wall of leverage until he found a hideout that looked big enough to squeeze through. After squeezing through the hole, the overwhelming pain got to him, and he passed out. Hours went by, and he found himself on a bed being aided. As doing so, he laid up, but still in pain. Out of nowhere, he found a family that looked like human-sized rats that were no threat to him whatsoever.
Alien dialect detected. Activating translator.
After taking the time to talk to each other, he figured out that they were the last remaining of their kind ever since the war between the rats, as called the scavengers, and the Cyber Rax. And he quickly found out the Cyber Rax was an experiment that went wrong after an AI went rogue and turned the rodents into cyborg killing machines to cleanse the rats, known as the scavengers, from existence. Sam finally worked up the courage and strength to set out for his task to retrieve that hard drive. But before he went, the family asked him to be careful, but also to find a way to lower the force field so that the family can get themselves off this planet and somewhere safer. Sam and the family did some planning for the power station, and so then he heads out with his makeshift grapple hook and his camo that was improvised by the scavengers that kept him from being tracked from the infrared of the Cyber Rax Faction. As they're swinging around the area like Spider-Man, he finally came to the station itself. He quickly made his way to the station itself, and to his surprise, he also finds out that their hard drive is inside the power station in the server room. So then he had to be on his guard and sneak around the place without being spotted. As Sam was moving around the place, he found the server room and found security guarding it. So he distracted them by throwing a pair of gaming dice and quickly took them out. He then collected the hard drive and went to the station itself and head towards the controls.
Accessing controls. Force field deactivation initiated.
He managed to turn off the force field of the planet.
Planetary force field deactivated.
He then headed back to the hideout using his makeshift grapple. After making his way into the hideout, and unfortunately noticed that the family was mostly gone, but found one of the family members in their last breath of air. He quickly found out that the family has been discovered and either met their demise or dragged back to the labs for experimentation. But out of nowhere, the hideout was crumbling. He managed to get out before it crushed him. After Sam's devastating encounter with the rat's family's death, his least of his troubles were far from gone from him, as he encountered the cyber forces enclosing on his position. With the great training and equipment that was given to him, he managed to get out in the immediate area of constant pressure from enemy forces, but now on the run for an area for him to teleport back to the shuttle. After pressing forward, even due to the constant fire behind him, he found himself some cover, and while doing so, still getting blasted at. As doing so, he called an AVA for his coordinates.
Activating teleporter.
and with that, he found himself once again teleporting violently around the area of Cyber Rax vicinity. After teleporting finished, he managed to get back on the shuttle en route to HQ base.
Journal entry initiated.
I can't believe I just went through all that. That's actually one of the most dangerous missions. I've been on bad missions before, but that one, I don't know how I can pull myself together. I mean, especially the rat family that was just trying to survive. They got slaughtered or even put back in experimentations and all for their little cyborg game. Why would they even make an AI like that?
Journal entry submitted. My sensors detect you are fatigued. Shall I begin rest protocol?
Alright, I'm going to bed. After taking some time to regain his emotions and enough rest, the shuttle was getting closer to the HQ planet. Sam gathered himself together and went to the radio room to report his assignment. Coming to HQ, this is Ghostwalker. Coming to HQ, do you read me? Over.
Ghostwalker, we thought we lost you. What happened? Over.
Well, still breathing. But I'm in the vicinity of the HQ. I got blasted by the cyber rats. Luckily, they didn't get me, but a group of survivors, well, what happened to the rest of them aided me. Over.
Sorry to hear about your loss of the remaining survivors back, but what's your status on the hard drive? Over.
The hard drive is fastened and secured, and it's on its way back to HQ. Over.
That's good news, Ghostwalker. Bring the shuttle and you back in one piece, at the very least. Over and out.
Copy that, HQ. Over and out. Shortly after Sam got off the comms, he discovered when he got back to the control room that the landing sequence has changed. He looked at the radar and saw that AVA was automatically setting the route into HQ base.
Sacrificial protocol active. Impact imminent.
AVA, no! So in a desperate attempt to shut her down, Sam went for the main source of AVA's control and took her offline. He then dashed to the manual controls for an emergency landing, pulling up on the shuttle to create less of an impact. In doing so, it crashed with the shuttle scraping on the runway. After the shuttle came to a hard crash, the ship and Sam survived. Well, you told me to get back in one piece. After getting checked out by the medical labs from the shuttle crash, he then reported to R&D labs to return on the hard drive that he was tasked to retrieve. He managed to get back to his footlocker. After sorting some things out, he found the photo of the rat family, and as doing so, he did cry for a little bit. Some time passed by, and eventually he pulled himself back together and smiled. He then put the photo in his locker and headed back home, waiting for High Command to put him on his next Rocketeer mission.
After a successful retrieval mission from Operation Cyber Retrieval, R&D Labs managed to configure the right specs on the hard drive to repair the broken AVA. Doing so gave her further functions in the future of operations, but R&D is still finding even more hidden data that could be given to the Rocketeers as a cutting edge in their mission.
Mission complete. Initiating return to HQ protocol.
So, thanks for today's episode. Don't forget to hit the like, follow, and subscribe to our social media and our podcast following on YouTube, iHeartMedia, and Spotify. And hey, once again, leave us a review. It really helps us reach more listeners like you. And as for that, I will see you all on the next Rocketeer episode. This is your commanding reporter, Devin Blair, over and out.
Episode deactivating in 3, 2, 1. Disengage.